There was a point where she was trying to say, oh, well, since you're an immigrant or the son of immigrants, you can't speak on Black American issues. Meanwhile, her mom is from Grenada. So it was like, you're the exact thing you're trying to say.
Okay.
Can't talk about Black American issues, yet here you are talking about Black American issues.
All right. This is a classic one. Once again, not talking about the substance, but okay, let's entertain this side quest that he wants to bring up. First off, she ain't lying. Hey, thank you for clicking this video. Just to let you know, this is a clip from my previous live stream that I did. Just want to let you know I go live every Sunday through Thursday at 6:30 p.m. Mountain Time. And if you don't know what time that is, go ahead and Google that so you can meet me and have a conversation on my next stream. Once again, I appreciate you clicking this video. Now let's enjoy the video. Larry Harris, you said, why are people saying she was emotional? I don't know. That is a good question. And once again, we can easily say, they were just being, a hint of misogyny in there, because if a guy would have went on there like Jank, a perfect example, he's always yelling. He's always, doing the whole hands thing. They don't ever say he's emotional, which, I mean, I guess some people might, but it's never critiqued in the same way when a female or a woman is debating. You see what I'm saying? And then that goes back to my main point, which is in my notes. Everyone, at least from what I've seen, most of her critique or criticism is only talking about like things that don't matter. Like, she's emotional. Like, okay, got you. But what about her arguments? Oh man, she just kept interrupting. Okay, they were both interrupting each other. But what about her arguments when it comes to reparations or black on black crime? Where was she wrong at? Or what information was she forgetting or misquoting? There's none of that. None of that stuff. It's all just critiques that has nothing to do with the argument. And that's what I don't like, is if you're going to have a good faith conversation, none of that other stuff matters. And I see this all the time in my comments, especially when I'm like going after, Trump or Ben Shapiro or Candace Owens or something like that. Everyone will have everything to say about everything I've done, or my microphone color or something. They'll argue about everything except for the substance. They'll say, oh man, you're wrong. Okay, wrong about what? Won't hear from them. And kind of skimming through her comments is like, that's all that they're saying. And to me, that is whack. That doesn't mean anything. So if you're going to say she had a bad argument or a bad debate, what was she wrong about? But I found this video, which we can get into right now. I found this video from one of the this guy right here
on the episode of Jubilee.
Hey, slow down. This guy right here, he was one of the participants in the Jubilee debate, and he's going to do the exact same thing. Now, maybe he made a separate video kind of going into more detail, which I didn't see. But once again, like I only looked, a couple of videos, so maybe I got to look a little deeper. But he's going to fall into the same talking points of she was this, she was that, but nothing about the argument, which is all they can do. And we're going to get into Amanda Seales' response, and she hits it right on the head. Let's take a listen to what this guy has to say.
20 black conservatives versus one black radical featuring Amanda Seales. Now, a lot of y'all are asking me, hey, ABL, how was your experience? How was Amanda Seales? All this, that, and the third. First things first, Shout out to Jubilee. They're very, very professional. We shot this back in June of this year, 2025, in Los Angeles. So it was a Hollywood style environment, and it was very well choreographed as far as the format. But what was not choreographed was our responses. Whatever you heard came straight from us. There was no coaching from Jubilee at all. And shout out to everybody who I met when I was there. Very, very impressive. That was the highlight for me. Everybody who I met, all the conservatives, because 10 years ago, this wouldn't have been a thing. This many of us on TV getting exposure, it wouldn't have been a thing. And it most certainly was unheard of back in 2002 when I was 18 years old. So shout out to everybody who I met when I was there. Amazing.
Okay, so, I mean, if I can nitpick, okay, gosh, I'm sorry, okay, gotta nitpick. There has always been black conservatives. What are you talking about? Maybe they were a little scared to speak up and speak out because they know that their black counterparts are going to destroy them, because you got to be, I mean, we can make an argument for black liberals, but to be a black conservative, I mean, you know you're going to catch some heat. So once again, like, let's not pretend like, oh my God, like this could never happen because of Jubilee. Like, no, but come on.
Now, Amanda Seales, what was my experience like with her? First thing first, let's go back. She was actually a child star on Nickelodeon, if you didn't know. Okay. And her moniker back then was Amanda Diva. And when she came into this set, I saw some of the diva energy immediately. First of all, you got a big, huge security guard. I'm 6'3". This guy is way above me, dwarfing me. And
what? Okay. Why do I care? Once again, the first thing he says when he's wanting to talk about his experience with debating Amanda Seales is she had a big security guard. I mean, he was tall. Okay. What about the debate? What about the argument? What about your engagement? What about, you know, her intellectual cadence? You know, like, explain that. I mean, she had a big security guard. Bro, come on. See, and this is conservatives at their best, because they know they have no substance. Zero. You have nothing to argue. So you bring up how big her security guard was. But oh, no, trust me, it gets worse.
I saw some of the diva energy immediately. First of all, you got a big, huge security guard. I'm 6'3". This guy is way above me, dwarfing me. And she had like a cup of coffee and an iPad for some reason. We could not have our phones, but she had an iPad. I don't understand why, but I saw...
I mean, I couldn't have my phone. She had an iPad. So, I mean, I don't know what, blah, blah. Oh, man. Please, cut to the chase. Tell us your experience with debating her. Please, maybe. I mean, we're halfway through the video. Maybe he's going to get to that. Maybe. Let's take a look.
I saw the diva energy immediately. And her tactic throughout the entire time was, if she got back into a corner and they got a little bit heated with the back and forth, she would threaten to leave. She was doing that at the very beginning. If you saw the clip, she was like, oh, I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it. So right then, she was trying to set boundaries to say, okay, don't interrupt me, don't cut me off. But she would cut you off and interrupt you, and it'd be totally fine. So it was hypocritical. Also, there...
Okay, once again, because someone gets upset because you're cutting them off, I don't care. What about the substance? Tell me how she was wrong. What was she wrong about? What information was she lacking? Or did she forget? Let me know. Tell me the important stuff. But no, okay. I mean, she got mad because people were cutting her off, which we did witness. Okay. Got you.
There was a point where she was trying to say, oh, well, since you're an immigrant or the son of immigrants, you can't speak on Black American issues. Meanwhile, her mom is from Grenada. So it was like, you're the exact thing you're trying to say.
Okay.
Can't talk about Black American issues, yet here you are talking about Black American issues.
All right. This is a classic one. Once again, not talking about the substance, but okay, let's entertain this side quest that he wants to bring up. First off, she ain't lying. Now, I'm pretty sure she will say anyone can partake in a conversation about politics. But when it comes to trying to shut up or try to have black folks change their tune or change their argument or tell black folks what they can be upset about or what they should be forgetting in regards to their history, that's a no-no. And I'm pretty sure 99.9% of black folks would agree to that. Number two, her dad is black, African American, straight from the US. And the last time I checked, depending on your dad's lineage, that's what you are. You're black. I have mixed kids. My kids are black and Mexican. Guess what? They gonna be some niggas when they grow up. I'm just saying. So once again, Mr. Conservative, what does it have to do with anything? Hey, we are running out of time. We got about 40 seconds. Please tell us what she was wrong about in regards to substance. Let's see if I haven't listened to this whole thing. Let's see if he surprises me.
And then back to the whole diva thing. The reason why they probably call her a radical versus a liberal is...
Oh my God. A diva. That's your argument? That's what you're going to finish this clip off with? Is let's get back to her being a diva. This is why nobody can take you guys seriously. This is why Donald Trump will not appoint a black individual in charge of anything important. This is all you're good for, is just being there. And even that is a stretch sometimes. You guys are worthless. You contribute nothing. You had 3 minutes to let me know how your engagement was, your argument, sitting down face to face with Amanda Seales, letting us know how that was. And you talked about how big her security guard was. She came in with coffee. Okay. Sure. Thank you for letting me know. And then, you know, she was on her iPad, which I guess is a no-no. So I guess that's a strike, I guess. Sure. Got you. And then you talked about her mom being an immigrant. Got you. Which has nothing to do with her arguments. And then you bring it back to her being a diva, according to you. A diva. Maybe just because you can't handle that type of woman doesn't make her a diva. That just makes you weak. But that's a whole nother conversation. But is that it? It's
because she probably requested that. There were certain times where we would say, well, we as conservatives don't do what you guys do over there on the left. I'm not a leftist. I'm not a liberal. It's like, okay, whatever you want to call it. Radical, leftist, liberal, all the same thing. You're talking about Gaza, trying to help them. We don't care about that. We care about us here.
Okay, so much to unpack here. He says
versus the liberal is because she probably requested that. There were certain times where we would say, well, we as conservatives don't do what you guys do over there on the left. Mm-hmm. I'm not a leftist. I'm not a liberal. It's like, okay, whatever you want to call it. Radical, leftist, liberal, all the same thing.
Man, this guy has over 1 million subscribers and dumb as hell. It's the basic of political understanding. It's a reason why they call you black conservatives. It's a reason why they call me a progressive. We have totally different ideologies. We have totally different beliefs in policy stance. What are you talking about? Liberal, radical, leftist, it's all the same. That's why. This is why you are a conservative. You know nothing. Just based off that one statement you said, I know you know nothing of importance. You might know some things, but you don't know anything that's important to political conversations. And that's why you're a conservative, bro.
You're talking about Gaza, trying to help them. We don't care about that. We care about us here in the US of A. So she wasn't a terrible person. I tried to be nice and have some kind of decent communication with her. I gave her a fist bump at one point. So she wasn't terrible, but just being able to talk to her and having conversations about these kind of things, it was pretty insufferable.
And once again, that is literally how these conservatives critique their that's how they critique their experiences. And once again, I see this all the time in my comments. Oh, you're wrong about, your perspective on Trump. Okay, let me know. Don't hear anything from him. Oh man, you're totally wrong, man. Okay, what am I wrong about? I made a 45-minute video. Point something out that I'm wrong about. Oh, don't hear anything. The exact same thing. But let's go to Amanda Seal and hear what she has to say.
Many of y'all have seen my episode of Surrounded, one black radical surrounded by 20 black conservatives. And I know everybody who watched it has many thoughts. Someone in the comments did say, wow, it's a shock that Amanda Seales didn't know how to debate. And at first I was offended by that. And I was like, what video did you watch? And then I actually watched the whole video last night with the SEAL Squad. And I realized, oh yeah, I'm not debating. And the irony about this was that it's not that I didn't know how to debate, it's that I just chose not to debate. Because the claims that I stated are not up for debate. Reparations are deserved for everyone who is the descendant of chattel slavery, as well as a number of other injustices, particularly in the United States, that have been supplanted upon Black Americans. Black on black crime is not real. It is a concept that was created to further the ideology that black people are somehow less civil, that we are savage, that we are less human, and thus require more policing, needing to be sequestered. The continued proliferation of black on black crime as an actual real concept is actually black on black crime. It is the weaponizing of black people against black people. Systemic racism is not up for debate. It is what it is. And lastly, no. Black conservatism does not make any concessions or room or care for the working class. Actually, the concept of black conservatives is literally an oxymoron.
and once again, she just in this minute, and minus maybe the 30 seconds of it, she gave us a minute of substance of her argument. Whether you like it or not, or agree or not, she presented that. And, vice versa, when it comes to the black conservative we just seen, gave nothing. Now, in my opinion, if I had to push back on anything she said here, is when you're going to a place like Jubilee, which I've never been, once again, my channel's a little too small. They may overlook me, but they don't want me because I'm flipping over tables, bro. I'm flipping over chairs. They ain't gonna like me because I'm not gonna be this type of person to sit in a room full of people that are not going to have genuine conversation. They're not going to even have a genuine debate. Let's have a debate, but let's be honest. Let's be clear with the facts. But when you're in that type of environment, they don't care about that. The only thing they care about is making a name for themselves. And when you're a black conservative, the only thing you can do to make a name for yourself, because you're not going to be welcomed at the barbecue. You already know that. So you're not trying to catch the attention of other black Americans. All your own purpose is to sit here, repeat all these white supremacist talking points so you can build your fandom up with all the other racist people out there. So you're going to say whatever crazy thing that you need to. and we seen it. Say whatever nonsense thing you need to say, because we seen it, just to get a name for yourself. That is it. So how do you go into an environment like that trying to have a productive conversation? You can't. That's the point. People don't care about that. They just care about going viral. But hey, you know, not everybody's built to have a genuine conversation. No. See, myself, I don't care about losing a conversation. I want to learn some things. And anyone I talk to, if you got something for me, if you got some facts that I was missing or overlooked or didn't understand, teach me. Teach me. But trust me, some of the things that I know, that I understand, that I have taught myself, that I have watched hours upon hours in reading books upon books, I know some things. So I'm able to argue my point. But trust me, I will never waste my time with someone who doesn't care.
When I walked into that room and I saw the people that were there and how many of them were young people, I didn't want to debate them. And I was dealing with people who are deeply affected by indoctrination and by self-hatred. I wanted to show them the ways in which they had been misled to being able to show up for themselves and for their people. And of course, they're only a portion of this project. The true audience is not who you're debating, but who's watching and trying to get information and concepts to them that are being actively impeded.
Yeah.
And that felt far more valuable than just being right.
And once again, that is perfectly understood. And I've covered probably hundreds of debates on this channel. Like, this channel has morphed into like a debate analysis commentary type of channel, which I'm okay with, you know. But she's right. Like, when you're in these type of arenas, when you're in these type of conversations, and they're being, you know, recorded and shown to millions of people, you're gonna get 9 times out of 10 a lot of bad faith actors. They're not gonna be genuine. They're not gonna concede to like basic history. They're gonna downplay what they need to downplay just to uphold their weak argument, so they don't look bad and make a name for themselves. That's their only objective. Because people like Amanda Seales and, you know, we seen Sam Cedar, we seen Mehdi Hassan, we seen Destiny, we seen Jank, all on here. These are already established people. But the people around, they're just there to try to make a name for themselves. Which, hey, go ahead and get your money. Sure, got you. But once again, the conversation needs to be had with the people watching. So your only objective of, if you're trying to be from a genuine place, is get as much truthful information out there, and hopefully let the viewer take what they can. Maybe you can plant a seed. I don't know, because there's still a lot of ignorant folks out there. But maybe if you could just change the mind, or at least make the person curious enough to look up more information, then that's a win. But once again, like, you can't sit here and watch a debate 1 versus 20 and reasonably say with a straight face, this person lost, because 20 of those people in that room are not being real people. So that's simple. That's simple.
Let's see how you do under pressure. I've been wanting this shit forever. I've been in the field with whatever they throw at me. Brush it off, pick myself up, moving on to the better. Hey. Ain't no errors, baby, it's a new era. I wake up early, feeling rich like I'm Kesha. I get to the paper, boy. Extra.